Good afternoon. Thank you, Antonio, for the introduction. Being a best enemy on a Eutelsat-sponsored conference, I couldn't withstand to have one slide shown. There are more in the back up if you want to see it later. This slide you have seen with different flavors already today. I will concentrate on the fact that we are under the guidance of Solaris Mobile together with Eutelsat, basically are the, if you want, engine room to make the product strategy happen. My speech will be a bit more nuts and bolts in some aspects. Let's start with a high-level overview. So the challenge is how to bring services to the market soon, how to bring services to the market in a way that we do not rely on individual products and or even sales of cars in these days. It's a bit of a challenge. So what we came across is that we have defined basically a universal gateway, as we call it, gateway concept. It's a toolbox concept. And this gateway, basically in different flavors, as you will see, can interact with personal navigation devices, as we just heard from Mr. Stepede. Obviously, also other devices which you have with you should be able to interact somehow with S-band. So you could not easily assume that all these devices will have S-band built in, and therefore the need of a gateway. Device concepts are different type. Of course, in principle, the first more clear solution is an integrated solution. That means you have a device, a personal navigation device, for example, and you have a built-in S-band receiver and either an integrated or an antenna attached to it. The next bullet point is something what we have christened Solaris Mobile Bluetooth Companion, which is a one flavor of a universal gateway device, which basically can interact with the devices you saw on the former slides, plus some more. You have e-book readers, smartphones, in addition, coming there. And the most relevant aspect of that, this should be do-it-yourself installable. That means starting no drilling of holes into your roof of the car, which would be not a good idea in most circumstances, but also have it widely available for the consumers through retail shops or car accessory outlet shops. And as you will see later, a universal guy which can do this and that without having major modifications done to cars and other things. Then you have what we call an add-on solution, aftermarket add-on solution. This add-on solution, and I think in the afternoon we will hear also a lecture from Kaleao, I think. This add-on solution most likely has a better performance. It may be definitely involved with an external powerful, most likely active antenna, but it may require a qualified car installation, replacing something which is there with something else, drilling holes, changing things, and so on. And then obviously the king solution, if you want, is the integrated solution, the original equipment manufacturing solution, where you basically buy your car and you have a proper installation, including antenna and a gateway device with a car, or you buy a car which has a provision to later host those things, but in a prepared manner. This is by all means the optimum solution, but again, it most likely relies on the fact that you would have to buy a new car. And again, in these days, it's difficult to perceive that the numbers will be extremely high, which will allow penetration. So the end-to-end system, we saw it in Matt's presentation already, so there will be hopefully many service providers to provide those services which have been listed before. And so we have multiple devices. My thing is here out of focus. So this is a mock-up of such a companion. So basically, you could imagine that the thing has an integrated patch antenna, for example, which could be either used under certain circumstances, pasted to your window in the car with certain, let's say, carousel-based data application. You could do it without external antenna. You may have an external antenna as part of it, for example, an on-glass antenna, where the companion is the inner part of this antenna. You have an antenna pasted to your window pane and basically having a proper reception, and the companion is indoor and communicates with the client devices through particular Bluetooth, but also Wi-Fi if meaningful. It has, as you will see, a couple of other features. Then the lower part shows just, let's say, schematically a possible add-on solution, but also part of an integrated solution that you have this built-in thing. So, as I said, with regard to time to market in particular, but also with regard to the variety of devices, it's useful to basically split between the S-band reception and the ultimate client device. You have some models in the US market. We heard several times on XM radio. There is something which is called XM Passport, where you basically can port your receiver onto different devices in your home, and you port also your identity as a subscriber to those devices. Here on this side, basically is the host device, which is the companion core, if you want. So it has the DVB-SH reception system. It has basically a couple of other necessary elements to basically be an intelligent device. And it has then, we come to that a bit later in more detail, the connectivity to the client devices, in particular Bluetooth, but also Wi-Fi. So you have wireless connectivity, but also, as Mrs. DePede said, having a connector is not a bad idea. So the new micro USB connector is a good device to have both the power supply, but also data access to the device under certain conditions. Then the client device, of course, can be everything. Don't want to go into any detail there. If it is a PND, it has, of course, all the navigation built in. And in most cases, you would only have to make a software addition to your Bluetooth, potentially, if there is not the right profile supported. And obviously, there may be also optionally conditional access, digital rights management element, not necessarily hardware, but software. The companion also is meant to have basically an identity. That means it's basically the termination unit for the services.